Welcome to another episode of Social Conversations. I'm your host, Santhosh Watson, and today I have with me the founder and CEO of Hush TeaBar, Ms. Anthea Ong. Hush is the first silent tea bar in Singapore, and with a simple cup of tea, it aims to shine a light on silence, self-care, and social inclusion within our community, our offices, and our homes. Not only that, it aims to bring the two worlds of the deaf and the hearing together. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
It seems like Hush is doing a lot with something so simple like tea. You know, why don't you walk us through how you came about this idea and why you picked tea of all the things? To truly make your change in society.
So Hush started as a social experiment in 2014, October. And I remember very vividly, I won't go too much into the backstory, but I remember so vividly that was also the time where this new statistics came out from Health Promotion Board that talked about 90% of psychological conditions that we have in Singapore, the root cause is workplace stress. And you just thought, okay, this is the reason why, we're doing Hush, especially Hush at workplace. Because that's where, if that's where the root cause of so many of the struggles that we're seeing around us, in terms of mental health issues is, then I really, not just me, we really want to do something. And I think the whole experience of Hush was designed with that very much at the core, where we bring a form of engagement to encourage working executives, very busy, very overstressed ones, to take a pause, to connect with themselves, but in a way that's very accessible, right? It's not about something so abstract they're like, or not another training workshop like, again. But something that's novel, something that's not been done before, that would then give them that that open-heartedness and open-mindedness to say, yeah, I'll try this because it's interesting. And then while doing it, then they can experience that pause and that silence for themselves. So that's one part of it. And I won't even go into the other statistics that came after that, which is equally, alarming about the state of our mental health here. Why the workplace? Part of it is because every worker or every employee is a member of society. If they are facing all that stress that translates to mental health challenges for them, that all gets into their family life, their community life, and I think then clearly we're not going to be a very happy society. And we all know that Singapore is number one in so many things, but the World Happiness Index, we are not number one. Unfortunately. So going back to why tea, that's obviously a personal thing. I'm clearly a tea lover. So that's one. But more functionally is tea is already intuitively associated with calming. Right? You would have a really long day, or if you're in a cold country, you were like, oh, that was a cold day. But tea always gives comfort.
You just kind of want to sit down, have a cup of tea with your sibling or your spouse or your partner. And just kind of enjoy it.
That's right. Or if you had a really long, tough day, or you have put your kids, to bed, and you're like, I'm going to have a cup of chamomile or lemongrass, and that is really very intuitive, right? No one really needs to, but you can't just try to use coffee or whiskey or something and say that is actually to help you calm down. I don't think that really works. And the third reason, the first reason is me, right? I personally love tea. The second reason is clearly because it's intuitive, right? The association between tea, silence, and calming down. The third is because I'm a bit of an Asiaphile. I love everything about Asia. And I don't think that, innovation needs to only come from the West.
Amen.
And in fact, when it comes to tea really started from Asia. And in every single culture that you can think of in Asia, tea is such a big part of us.
I mean,
whether it's chai.
Right? So like I'm Indian and we drink a lot of coffee, but we always have a time in the afternoon for some tea.
That's right.
As a family almost. And it's and I'm sure it's the same for like the Chinese families.
Same.
So
Japanese, of course. The
yeah.
Japanese has taken tea drinking to an art,
Different
right?
level, yeah.
To a whole different level. But if you think about the Koreans, even if you go a bit further into Central Asia and all that, tea is a really big part of our culture. And so, Harsh was born in Singapore, and it really, represents, hopefully an innovation that is unique, but it's coming from Asia.
I mean, we definitely think so, and that's why we wanted you here, to talk about this, because I think it's a very unique experience that you guys provide, and you guys also link the social aspect of kind of not just relieving workplace stress, but also linking communities with the deaf, which is a community that is not always talked about and is not always like understood very well, and. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing. So why the deaf specifically?
Yeah, that's a very good question. First and foremost, there's a personal reason. I've always been a big admirer of the deaf, both in terms of the strength, resilience. But when I first got to know about the deaf, they were the deaf artists from Very Special Arts Singapore,
right?
Where I was a volunteer and a partner. And when this idea of Harsh came about, where it was to bring silence to the workplace as a form of self-awareness, self-care, who better, to teach us silence than the deaf?
Right.
And at the same time, for me, it was very clear that we wanted to be able to bring a whole new way of looking at inclusion, right? Certainly not from a headspace perspective.
Right.
We all know, we are all good people, really. We all know that we need to be more inclusive. But left to our own device, we often would not have the opportunities to be with people who are different to us, right? And that's just a matter of just how the social spaces are, right?
Yeah, and naturally, I just think a lot of us kind of just go into our own bubble where we're most comfortable, right?
Yeah. Being tribal is very primal, though, Santhosh. So whether it's school or education or NS, or the area that you live in and all that just you just clearly you would tend to veer towards people who are most like you.
Yeah.
And so we were really keen to create this opportunity space to bring two disparate communities, the hearing in this case and the non-hearing or the deaf, to come and interact in a way that it is on equal terms, right?
Yeah.
In fact, we did a little bit more by designing the entire Harsh experience with the deaf at the core of our service delivery, so that the entire experience is completely silent. Therefore, we want to challenge the notion, of how our environmental factors, our environment actually determines how we see the world. So, in the case of a Harsh experience, the environment is completely a silent one without spoken words needed. And in that, we would like to challenge the hearing participants to then ask, where is their disability?
Right.
And then who is the one with the disability? So that's why the deaf. I think it just, they are the best people to teach us about silence. They are also one of the largest, if not the largest, groups of people from the differently abled community. So there are many, many of them around us.
Right, and you guys are giving them such a great opportunity to come and show us a little bit about what their experience is like, and also just helping us understand everyone else a bit better. So, that's incredible, and I think Harsh is doing such good work. But speaking of your Harsh experience, maybe we should go and experience that first, and then we can come back and talk a little bit more about your journey and how you got to where you are today. And
Okay.
So
sure.
let's go do that.
Yes.
Cool.